And good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Bennington Martens pregame show. I'm your host, Keith Arrington. Shawn, PRATT joining me, and the Mass Wolves coming up against the Martens. 3 p.m. tip-off. A little late getting on the air with the pregame show today. Some new equipment to test out. And I just couldn't pull myself away from the World Cup final, Shawn. A little bit late getting into town today as Argentina, Lionel Messi win the first World Cup. So,
man, every time you turn around, since getting up this morning, that's all people talking about is the World Cup. But you know, it's good to see those events. You know, a lot of people around the world watch those events, and people enjoy watching those kind of sports. So it's good to really be a part of it.
Yeah, when my wife says we're not leaving until the World Cup's over, we're not leaving until the World Cup's over.
Yeah, she says go.
So anyways, the Mass Wolves in here today. Some personnel changes. Lost to them a week ago on the road. What about today's game?
Our guys, like again, we're struggling right now. We know what kind of team we are, but we're going through our struggles. The Mass Wolves, they're a great team. They got some really good athletes, some really good players from various colleges in the New England area. They're a tough team, and this whole ABA, this whole Northeast, just like I keep telling you guys, is a very, very, very competitive league with a lot of great players and a lot of great teams. We're just scratching the surface, but again, we have to come out today and play with intensity, and play with some kind of urgency, like we want to save the season right now with 3-8. We're not looking real good, but again, we still got a lot of time left. We got a lot of injuries that went on. 6 or 7 guys in injury, and then we got a personal problem. One of our guys, we had some personal issues, so he probably won't be back. So we had some significant losses, but I think we brought in some guys like Ernest Brown to really come in and help us. And like last week, a couple of weeks ago, we brought in Shane Morris, who is now on the injured list. Again, this is pro basketball in the way I scheduled the games. Keith, is from week to week. We're playing games every weekend, like if we were in the NBA, playing 2 games in a row. We have 2 days practice. So this is, the ABA is a tough league to play in, man. But very competitive for guys that want to be serious and play some good basketball.
Now, you were just saying to me off the air, John Riles, 44 points. He's been such a significant part of the Martens for the last 2 years, had 44 points against the Wolves. Going to need another game just like that out of him today if you're going to have a chance at knocking this team off.
John Riles is one of the most, and I'm not even talking about basketball-wise, he's a great player, but just a very good person, listens, works very hard, came a long way, and had a rough life. And, he's really shown who he is. He's an ABA All-Star. But it's not just about John Riles, it's about the team. And he understands that he has to facilitate more, be more of a captain. He's willing to sacrifice his offense, but he can fill it up. John is a great player, and he's going to be going places in the future. And the Martens, I don't know where the Martens would be without him.
Right, for sure. So last game before the holiday break, and want to see people come out. What do the Martens have to do to get a win here today? Turn the tables on the Wolves.
Just play hard on defense, get back, hustle, scrap on the floor, get to loose balls. I think once we do that, and once we play hard consistently for 50 minutes, I think we can do that. So also I want to give a shout out to our sponsors, CIT Associates out of Bennington, Vermont, also Green Mountain Oasis, the Corner Market, NAACP Rutland area. I want to shout out all of those people, the Medusa Lounge in Rutland. All these places give a lot of good services to people. They're our sponsors. Oh, also, PAVE is a very good organization. What is it called? People versus Violent Encounters, I believe it is. So, you know, just want to give a shout out to all of those sponsors that we have.
All right, great. Couldn't do it without you guys, that's for sure. So head on down here, Mount Anthony Union Middle School in Bennington, Vermont, as we get ready to tip it off. ABA basketball, the Bennington Martens hosting the Massachusetts Wolves. 3 o'clock tip-off. This is the Bennington Martens pregame show.